A human being is defined as a man, woman, or child of the species Homo sapien, distinguished from other animals by superior mental development, power of articulate speech, and upright stance. That distinguishes us from other species. But what defines us as human beings? Before I answer, what makes us the same? Humans, without exception, all have use, have emotion, have limitations, have creativity, have possibility. Defining a species as broad as ours isn't something you can tackle. It is virtually impossible to properly, ethically, religiously, scientifically, and righteously define a race of opinion. Having said that, people don't care about ethics or righteousness. They care about being right. Now you might ask, what does this have to do with Google Earth? Google Earth isn't a tool. To use another definition, a tool is a device or implement, especially one held in a hand, used to carry out a particular function. Google Earth can be used as an educational tool, sure. However, tools, by definition, can't inflict emotion. Tools can't show us the surroundings of every conscious being on the planet. Tools are described as things you can hold physically to complete a specific purpose. Google Earth is so much more than that. News rules over most. News creates bias. Bias is news, and people oppose one another. This is the cycle. One thing to point out about Google Earth is the lack of anything there. Sure, there are guides and there are tutorials, but there isn't opinion, there isn't bias. People bring the bias. People with certain opinions, certain issues look at the world through a different lens. Some are so blissfully unaware of how life is like out of their own little piece of the planet that they see life through rose-colored glasses. Google Earth, without judgment, without bias, can show these people with an opinion, without idea, what life is to others. To give you an example, Donald Trump, the President of the United States, has been quoted on record saying, "Why are we having all these people from shithole countries come here?" He was referring to El Salvador, Haiti, and African nations. Someone with his opinion, with his prejudice, looks at Haiti like this. Others, maybe native Haitians or visitors from other countries, might look at it like this. This is just a political example, and not the point of the video, but I just want to show you in particular, that personal opinion of places you've never even seen is something you should put aside. I wrote this script and I captured this footage in this order to show you how Google Earth is more than a tool. Power. Google Earth places you in power. When you start it up, you see the entire world sitting there, just like it actually is. I can see my dreams, my visions of travel, right there. I can see the salt flats of Bolivia, and then the first base camp of Mount Everest within 10 seconds of clicks, pushes, and a spinning dial. This base camp has an unknown importance to me, and I feel a connection to this place thousands of kilometers away. I've never been there, and yet seeing a 3D photo circle and a movie on Nepal and Everest, and I have prayer flags hanging in my room. People feel power. They feel connection when they see certain things. Google Earth is the enabler. Google Earth is the whistleblower of sites and culture that life has locked so many away from seeing at all. Sure, I may be dramatic. Sure, I may be over-philosophical, but I don't see anyone else my age sharing their ideas this passionately. You can stare into the eyes of children in slums. You can see what a Mongolian reindeer herder can see. It helps people see things otherwise impossible to witness. There's a Google amount of possibilities, and no, that was not a typo. Google's name was derived from the number 1 with 100 zeros after. Google Earth, or Google Earth's name, is literal. A Google of possibilities for Googles of people. And thank you very much for watching.